It's official. The weekend starts.
Here we go
now.
And tonight's special guest in the studio is none other than local MC artist. Call him what you like. His name is Harri G.
What's good, it's Harri G. We're just at BBC Stoke at the moment. I'm just in here with Beatmunga. We're just going to have a little interview about Lose Control. Going to be talking about the iTunes release, the video. And yeah, man, so just lock in.
Harri G's here, good evening.
How are you doing, man?
How are you? I'm fine, how are you?
Yeah, I'm very good, yeah.
Good. Right, so we've got Harri G here, we've got Beatmunga here, but he's just said to me off air, a man of my age shouldn't be called Beatmunga too often.
Very true.
So you want me to refer to you as Rich. And you've also brought your own video guy with you tonight, who's Adam.
Yeah, Adam, man.
Let's give Adam a wave.
Who's just got a massive bruise on his neck. Where on earth did he get that from?
Less said about that.
Yeah, I think so.
I know what is going on.
So then, let's sort your title out first of all. I was speaking to you on Facebook during the week. What are we referring to you as? Rapper or... You don't know, do you?
No, to be honest, I don't know. It was rapper at first. I started out as a rapper, like, influenced by Eminem and stuff like that. And then, I don't know, I just get fascinated by new things and change my mind. I love music, but I change my mind every 5 minutes. So.
Yeah, I was going to say, a lot of the songs you've uploaded on the uploader, proof that it works. You've put the songs on there and we've played them on the radio, haven't we? I mean, you know, so everyone listening at home who goes, what is this uploader all about? It works. It's quite a varied, you know, the different remixes and etc. that are going on there.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I love to produce a bit of house music. Personally, I just love house music, but the more kind of rappy, grimy stuff, I can more kind of, I don't know, I can kind of explain myself and express myself more on that.
As Scott will verify, I'm very good at picking up on people's habits and things like that. It's one of my favourite hobbies and interests. And we've got to put you down as a rapper, because every time you speak, you do it with your hands all the time.
Right, yeah.
It's just like, it's like a second nature.
It's like that. He's spitting every time he's in front of a microphone. I'm surprised you don't rhyme all the couplets, all the sentences.
I know, yeah. You never know, man.
That's your task. That's your task between now and before you go. You've got to do us a bit of rhyming.
I'm not very good at on-the-spot things, bro.
I'll give you 10 seconds to think. I'll give you 10 minutes to think about it before you go. So just tell us a bit. MC of the Year.
Yeah,
tell us a bit about that.
That was actually at the end of 2009, basically. It goes on about every 2 years or something. The first time I went to MC of the Year, I was about 15, and that's the first time I kind of made a name around Stoke. I'd really practice my lyrics when I was about 15 before anyone had heard of me. I only had about 2 tunes. Then I practiced all my lyrics, jumped on, and I got to the semi-finals then. And then I always just tried to win. And then when I was 18, at the end of 2009, I went and I won. I went there to win and I won, basically.
How did you get into it then, from such a young age? How did you get into lyrics and music?
It's been since I was about 12, to be honest. Really? Do you know what it is, actually? It was an Eminem album I bought, the Slim Shady LP, when I was about...
Great record.
I've got that.
Yeah. And I got that when I was 12, and it suddenly just changed me completely. Just inspired me, and then ever since then I've just loved music, really.
I know what you mean, because when I walk down the street, I've actually got that on my generic MP3 player. We won't name any brands, but I can actually walk down the street and actually do that with my hands as I'm walking down.
Brilliant.
People must look out the windows around where I live. Oh, here he comes again.
So what's the relationship between you two guys, Harri and Rich? How do you two know each other? And I mean, you've worked on a track which we're going to play a bit later. How did you two get together in the first place? What's the story?
Well, Harri is actually one of my ex-students. I work at both the local colleges, Newcastle and Stoke. And Harri came through the doors as a fresh-faced 16-year-old about getting on for 4 years ago now, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Passed the course and did well.
Did you spot his potential early on?
Yeah, I mean, Harri certainly, as an MC, I think it's fair to say at first, he came to us a fully fledged MC, really. There wasn't much we could show him there. And his production, he was quite new to it at the time, and that's just gone from strength to strength, really. But with Harri, it's as much about, I mean, he's undoubtedly talented, but it's his drive, and as you can tell, he's quite energetic about what he does. And
his enthusiasm.
That certainly came across right from the start, that, he'll, once he's focused on something, which is actually rarer than you think, on courses like I teach on. They're often, kicking students up the backside a bit, saying have a bit more drive and focus. It was great to see that Harri's actually doing something with it,
So what was he like as a student?
Diplomat.
You can be honest.
Well, how can I be diplomatic about this? I suppose what I always say is, I mean, it's quite a privileged sort of job that I do, because basically I get 16-year-olds coming through the door, predominantly male, for whatever reason. We don't know why it's predominantly male people that come on these courses, but and in that 2 years, you know, the transformation in most of them from 16 to 18, and we all know there's a massive, you know, there is a bit of a boy to a man thing.
Yeah.
And Harry was radically different at the end of those 2 years. I don't think it's necessarily down to us or anything. It's just that growth that people go through at that stage. So.
And you are, of course, now at Leicester University. I say, of course.
Yeah,
I know.
DMU,
Yeah.
De Montfort, yeah.
How have you found that? How have you found keeping the music going while you've been at university? How have you found that?
Even better, to be honest, because in Leicester there's a massive dubstep scene, which I'm just loving at the moment. Like, I'm on nearly like 2 gigs a week at the moment, just emceeing at loads of different dubstep raves, but I still come back to Stoke. So it's just making the fan base bigger, really. And yeah, basically, all good. And it's not too far either, it's only an hour away as well, so it's all good, yeah.
So you finished at college, you went on to study more music production at university.
Yeah.
How have you two then come back together then? Because here we are, further down the line, you've got second year of uni, and you worked together on this track, which we're going to play in just a second. How did that come about?
Well, sort of a year after, almost to the day that I last saw Harry, I get a knock on the staff room door last summer, and it's Harry with Idris, who unfortunately can't be with us tonight. He's down in London. And they gave me a proposition that they wanted me to do a remix of a house tune that they'd done. Now, I do get similar sort of requests quite often, but they never really amount to anything. You know, I think people underestimate how much work it is for me to do something like that. I mean, you know, I've got 2 jobs to do, and I've got a family and so on, you know. But Harry and Idris seemed really serious, and they were, you know, talking seriously about the plans for it, getting a video done and so on. So it just seemed like it was going to see the light of day, and so I took it more seriously, and yeah, got it done within a few weeks after that. And then Harry and Idris have been busy sort of since then, getting everything in place.
And all the promo and everything.
Yeah. Let's hear it then. Do you want to introduce it, Harry? Lose Control for us?
Hopefully this is the one that you've remixed, because there's like 3 different versions.
The one we're going to play is Lose Control. Do you want to introduce it for us?
Yeah, basically, this is Harry G and Idris Jones, Lose Control featuring Beatmunga.